Hi my daisies, so today I'm going to be showing you how I created this beautiful soft glam look. So let's get into it. Mwah. Obviously you already know it's very important to prep your skin, so I have cleansed my face, toned, added a serum and moisturizer and sunscreen. Now I'm going to add a primer to my face. Sometimes, like I said in my last video, I actually mix my primer in my foundation, and yes, we're using that custom foundation shade that I created for myself last week. So I'm going to put a little primer in it and then some setting spray and mix it together to rehydrate the foundation. It's also really important to use a damp sponge. And then we're going to blend it in. Very gently, just tapping it into my skin. Oh, I want to color correct. And that's because some of the products are not really my skin tone exactly, or just have this give off this very ashy like undertone to it. So I want to color correct certain areas of my face so that when those products sit on my skin, this is also there to counter out what those products would look like without it. So I should have put it under my foundation, but I just remembered. But it's okay, it won't do anything. I don't want to use it. Okay, so my sponge is soaking up too much of the product, so I'm using a brush and I'm placing that. See, you can already see the difference between the sponge and the brush. The brush is obviously not eating all the product, so this is really good. Okay, and now that I've done that, I'm going to take some more foundation and place it right on top of all those areas that I've color corrected. So because I made a mistake in the beginning, it's okay, you make mistakes, makeup is art, work with it, you don't have to start again all the time. Now for this foundation, as I mentioned before, I did mix my own shade because I didn't have an exact match, and I mixed a mattifying foundation and the hydrating foundation with the primer and the setting spray. So the texture of it is very easy to work and not as mattifying, and therefore easier to blend. So now I am placing like a darker concealer just around the perimeter of my face. So it's just very small. And then you brush it up, you blend it upwards towards your cheeks. Okay, now I am going to conceal under my eyes, very little. This concealer is from Notes, it's just a lighter concealer, and I'm mixing it with my LA Girl Pro concealer. If you notice with my concealer placement at the corners of my eye, I actually dragged it up. This is because it makes your face have a longer, more defined appearance, and that's exactly what I was going for with this look. And I'm going to dampen my brush again. Now, like I said, the sponge does tend to soak up all of the product, so you have to keep adding more. So it's just better to use a brush. So just dampen your brush again if it's dry, and then start pressing in that product into your skin and then blending it out. Just take your time with it to press it in. I'm using a mirror, that's why, but here you go. And then now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with my sponge to buff out the edges of it so that they look seamless. My own makeup technique is obviously, I wouldn't say it's a bit different, but you know, just do what's comfortable for you in terms of technique and then play with it and see what works for you best. So right now is actually when I would do my brows, and I'm using my trick, an empty mascara wand that still has like a little product on it, and that's what we're going to use to fill in my brows. So you can see, look at how it just extends it, and it also acts like a laminator in a way. Go in with my eye pencil. I use a black eye pencil, not a brown one, because I don't know, I just prefer it, to be honest. So I'm going to just extend the tail however I want to draw, however I want the tail of my brows to be. You could also do your brows before foundation if that works for you. I just find it a lot easier for myself and just the look I'm going for in general to use this method. And then I'm actually going to go in, instead of a concealer, I'm first going to go in with my foundation. Using your foundation is the same color with your skin, and then as you do it, you kind of adjust. You'll be adjusting it as you go. So you can extend the tail if you want to, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm extending the tail, I'm brushing this part up, and I'm filling in the gaps. You can also do the top. I made a mistake at the top here, so I'm going to just put a little there to fix the tail, and then use the top to kind of adjust the shape of it so that they look more similar and stand out a bit more without it like looking like halo brows. So I'm done with the brows now. Now I'm going to actually start baking and setting some of the things. But before I do that, I'm a very big blush stan, and the redder your cheeks, the happier I shall be. So for blush, I'm just going to dip my sponge into red eyeshadow, Culture Shock palette from Z Cosmetics. You can use my code ADABABE to get 25% off every purchase. The palette is really good, it's really pigmented. For me, it's also very multifaceted. So just a little bit, and you can already see how pigmented it is. So I'm going to just do that, then use my brush. It already has some of the foundation on it from before, just the residue, and that's what I'm going to use to kind of buff out some of the edges in a way that it won't take away the product, you know. That's what I'm doing. Then I'm going to do it on the other side. I also tend to put like my blush here, so it's like here. I also tend to do that. I really like it that way. I feel like it just looks better. It just ties in your makeup or your face better. I can't forget my nose. I must have a little bit of blush on my nose. You don't have to put the one on your nose. I just really like it, so that's my personal preference. I just really like it, but you can skip out this. And yeah, I use my sponge just to press it in, take out some product, and powder to I'm going to use the powder to set my face and, you know, under my eyes. So I'm using a loose powder from Florma and a compact powder from Notes. I'm going to use the two of them together because I don't really like the way they look on their own, especially the Notes one. So I'm going to start off with the one from Florma. I was trying it out here, and then I'm going to press that into my under eye. Same with this one. Press that into my under eye. And I'm going to use my beauty blender and then dip it into the compact one. Note that obviously notes, never mind. My beauty blender is still damp, so I'm going to use that compact powder with the damp sponge. It's not too damp, just a little, and press it into my skin under my eyes. Now I'm going to use this fluffy brush. I've had this brush for so many years, and I'm going to put it into my Note Cosmetics one and just set underneath the blush line. And also my forehead. Now, because I said I use black to do my eyebrows, so I have to, you know, kind of cancel it out a bit so that it doesn't look too in your face. I'm going to press some of the compact powder or some of the loose powder, it doesn't matter which one, into my eyebrows. And you can already see like the drastic difference. Now you're just going to like observe it. I want to go in again with my makeup, with my empty mascara wand, just to define some of those hairs again. It won't look as, you know, intense as the last time. It will definitely define your brows. Then you set your forehead. So I put some bronzer on my forehead, so you can just use whatever bronzer you have. I used a little bit on my forehead. I have this bronzer from XX Revolution, so I used a little bit of this, and then I mixed it in with some of the brown shades from their Extravaganza palette, and then used it to set this part of my head, basically. Now I'm just going over everything with this fluffy brush, just to remove anything, just to buff it out, and use it to kind of blend out anything that isn't blended out properly. I'm dipping it into some of the powder, the compact powder from Note, and just blending it. Now we're done. I'm just going to do a very simple eye look, nothing serious. So I'm just using some browns, some oranges, and just doing that. So I finished, and I added just some shimmer, silver, rose gold, very simple, to my eyes. And now I'm just going to do my eyeliner off camera because it's a bit chaotic. And then put on mascara and come back. So I finished with that, and now I'm just going to highlight my face. So I'm just going to use the same palette from XX Revolution because it has bronzer highlighter in it. So I'm just going to put like on the areas, your nose bridge, and your cheeks. I'm using my eyeshadow brush because it's the fluffiest brush I have, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm using this one mostly because the other one is pink and I don't want it to look, you know, too pink. Now on top of that, I'm adding this one. I'm adding this one on top of it because it still looks a bit pink, like I don't know, the way the light bounces off it, it looks pink. So I'm going to just put that color on top of it so it looks a little bit more gold. I'm going to use my sponge and just do that. And we're done with that. And now put under my brow bone as well. And we're going to start lips. Okay, so for lips, I'm just going to re-moisturize my lips again with my lip balm. And then where's my eye pencil? Yeah. And then with black eye pen, so I'm just going to line my lips. If you have brown or like a chestnut color, I think that would be better. But personally, I don't really mind this one. Okay. And to the center of my lips, I'm going to be using two colors. So this is like a nude pink peach color, and this one is like still nude but like a nude brown. So I'm going to mix the two of them. So I'm going to just place that first, then place that on top of it. Then I'm going to use the nude pink one to blend it out. And I'm done. If you have a nude lipstick, I have a nude lipstick actually, you can also use that and then use the pink one to blend it out as well. So I just want to add like a little bit of the nude lipstick at the corners here and in the center, just to like make it a bit browner, or like in a pink way, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm going to do my hair off camera and then come back and y'all see. Okay, so I finished. I did my hair. It's nothing serious. Tried to lay my edges. I just packed it back. Tried to lay my edges. Tried is the most important thing. Anyway, so this is how the look came out. I hope you like it and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like, comment, subscribe and share. Turn on post notifications so you get a notification every time I post. And yeah, follow me on Instagram, and if you recreate this look or use any of the tips I mentioned, tag me so that I can see it. And yeah, bye.